What's up, guys? Welcome back to Red Heart Ranch. I'm Cassie and I'm really glad that you're here. I had all intentions on going outside and shooting a garden tour since we've been gone, and my last video I posted was a month ago. So the garden looks tremendous. I really want to show you guys that, but the wind and the rain have other ideas. So instead, I kind of wanted to tell you a little story and tell you why I think it is important to check labels. So my sister called me today and asked me if I was still making vanilla extract. She was at the store and asked me if I knew how much it was, and I said, no, I haven't bought vanilla extract in 2 years. I've been making it since 2021. So she said that a 12-ounce bottle of vanilla extract was $50, which is insane to me. But I know how to make it, and she doesn't. So she's like, well, can you teach me how to make it, because I don't want to spend this. And I was telling her how to make it, and I said, all you need is vodka and vanilla beans. That is all that is in vanilla extract. So even if you bought like a Tito's vodka, which is, a higher line vodka, and vanilla beans I get off Amazon, and I'll stick a link down below. So Tito's vodka, 1.75 liters of Tito's vodka is $40. That's almost 60 ounces of vodka. So 60 ounces of vodka and 10 vanilla beans for $10 off Amazon. You've got 60 ounces of vanilla extract for $50 versus the 12 ounces that she was gonna pay at the store. So my point isn't that, I can make this at home. My point is, if you knew how to make it at home, imagine how much money you could save. So when I read ingredients on the back of a package, I'm reading them, one, because there are a lot of things that I don't like to consume. Now, I say this with the mostly I don't want to consume them, because I'm not going to say anything and try and downgrade you guys, because I'm not perfect. I had Taco Bell and a Mountain Dew for lunch today. Not perfect at all. But I try to mostly feed my family things that are not harmful to them. In the sense of, I try not to have anything with high fructose corn syrup in it. I try not to have anything homogenized. Hi Karma, my dog's in here. I try not to feed my children anything that I don't know how to pronounce or what it is. There are a lot of things that I don't know, but as I learn, I don't want to say the scarier it is, but the more aware I am of what I'm buying and how can I make it at home. Vanilla extract, super easy to make at home. Mozzarella cheese, super easy to make at home. Seasonings. Like, we used to buy a Lowry seasoned salt. Love it. Absolutely love it. Only thing I don't like is all the anti-caking agents in it. I don't need it. All you need is salt, pepper, paprika, and turmeric. That's it. That's seasoned salt. So instead of having the one thing to take up more space in my cabinet, I already have those other ingredients. I just use those instead. What else? I was trying to think while I was talking to her about this vanilla extract and telling her, you can make it at home for super cheap, blah, blah, blah. Laundry detergent. I make my laundry detergent at home. It's super easy. I have all the ingredients all the time. If I run out, I've got extra. There are so many things that people don't realize that you can make at home instead of buying it. Now, my whole reason for telling you all of this and for, kind of like driving this home is, what happens if you don't know how to make it? Bread, tortilla chips, tortilla shells, like taco shells, all of these things. What if you don't know how to make them? So the store jacks up the price of vanilla extract to $50. You don't know how to make it. You don't know anybody that does know how to make it. What do? Buy it. If you're a baker or if you want to bake, you're going to buy it. because one, vanilla extract is delicious in almost everything, and two, you know, 9 times out of 10, we're gonna make ways to keep the convenience and to buy things. $50 for 12 ounces of vanilla extract is nuts to me. If you wanna buy it, by all means, you go right ahead. To me, that's cray cray. Not happening. I don't understand a lot of things, and I was thinking about all the things that I don't buy at the grocery store anymore. Chicken, pork, beef, all cuts of any of it. I think the first time I bought meat from the grocery store, I bought salmon a couple weeks ago because I live in Ohio and I can't make that or grow that. And I bought chicken when my kids were sick before we butchered our own chickens. Of course, whenever I actually get into a tangent, my cart was full, so I had to make some room. Anyway, so Lincoln and I the goal when we got into this was, first of all, we got chickens. We started with chickens. One, chicken math is hard. So then we didn't have to buy eggs anymore. And then we got into the pigs because the kids were into 4-H and we didn't have to buy pork anymore. And then we got the cows, and we're not cow people, not right now, maybe someday. Right now, we don't have the infrastructure for it. So that was a very short stint of what we were doing. I buy a whole beef from a friend of ours that raises beef, so we don't buy beef anymore. And then a couple weeks ago, we butchered our first round of meat birds. I actually have another round of meat birds coming this week. So we don't buy chicken anymore. And in the midst of all this, I'm growing a garden and I am learning how to do other things. Learning how to make cheese, learning how to make bread, learning how to make things with sourdough, crackers, loaves of bread, focaccia, pancakes. Like, sourdough is fire. Love it. Absolutely love sourdough. But while we're slowly growing on the farm, I'm learning how to do things in the kitchen and use what we have on the farm. When I was younger, my mom taught me how to can. I know how to can green beans. I know how to can salsa. I can can green beans in my sleep, probably. Right now, I have to feed my family and learn how to do things, learn how to do more things. So that if the prices skyrocket in the store, or if bread is totally out of stock in the grocery store, I know how to make it. So, in all of that rambling mumbo jumbo, what I want you to take away from this and be encouraged is, I work a full-time job, 8 to 5, every day, Monday through Friday. I have 2 kids in sports and hobbies and things that take up a lot of my evenings. I have a darling husband who also works full-time. My whole point is, yeah, things get a little chaotic and the weeds in the garden get a little out of hand, and not everything, every pile of poop outside gets cleaned up. But you can do it. You just have to prioritize your time. If you want to have this kind of a lifestyle where you're milking goats and making cheese and making bread and stuff like that, you can. Even if you work a full-time job and have kids in after school programs or baseball or football or this or that or whatever, and your husband coaches all of those teams, you can do it. You just have to prioritize your time. When I started milking the goats, I didn't start going into work a half an hour later. I started getting up a half an hour earlier, or not curling my hair that day. Priorities. But my point is, you can learn how to do these things. You can make the time to do these things. And it's worth it to slow down and learn. It makes, in my opinion, it has made me value my food more. When I milk my goats, I don't just leave it sit in the fridge and I'm like, oh, well, that's spoiled, dump it down the sink. No. I make something out of it. If it's a couple days in, I'm gonna learn how to make something out of it. I'm gonna make mozzarella cheese, or yesterday I tried to make chicken Alfredo with a homemade Alfredo sauce. It did not turn out very well. So if you have an Alfredo sauce recipe that uses milk, send it to me. Leave it in the comments. I don't care how you send it to me on Facebook in a message. Don't care how you get it to me, but we ended up having spaghetti with fettuccine noodles because it was bad. Anyway, so I'm gonna learn how to make something with what I have because I harvested it. I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning and went out and milked those goats and brought it in and filtered the milk and put it in the freezer so it got cold really fast, and then put it in the fridge. And then I scraped a little bit of cream off the top, the very tiny bit that they give because I have Nubians, and I scraped that off the top and I put it in a separate jar so I could make something with that. And then I have this milk. I'm not just gonna let it go to waste. I've worked really hard to get it. So if this is a life that you want to live and you're not sure that you can do it, I want to encourage you that you can. Bit of a tangent today, but it was kind of what was, I wanted to do a garden tour, but I couldn't. So this is what was on my heart, and I hope that you take something away from it, and I hope that it doesn't sound, you know, deet, because my squirrel brain kind of gets away from me sometimes. So thank you guys for hanging out with us, and thank you for learning with us, and we'll see you next time.